Quit acting stupid. With
Bobby,
Sammy,
Rudy,
and
Andy. Hello
All right.
and welcome to the latest episode of.
this is a horrible episode.
No, because then it'll take forever. It'll take forever for me to get this thing going up again. So that's what
Bob,
she
you were in the wrong spot. You were in the wrong spot.
So Bobby was?
On my end, it looked like I was behind it.
said. Okay, well you're wrong.
We've done this all before. It used to be me. You were wrong this time.
Okay, because now I thought I was wrong, and so I just gave up on the whole bit. I thought I was exposed the whole time.
I knew you guys were talking to somebody or trying to tell somebody to get behind the logo, but I didn't think it was me because on my end, I could see that I was behind the logo. But
Anyway.
Oh, see, now this is why I was looking for this.
behind me, Satan, get behind me.
You say get behind. Anyway, welcome to the latest episode of Quit Acting Stupid. I'm your host, Jamie Paredes, and joining me as always are my brothers, Bobby, Rudy, and Andy. Hello, boys.
What's
how's it
up?
going?
All right.
Hi.
Apparently, there's been we took off last week because I believe Bobby, you were out of town, which is good because I had a sick kid for part of the week. So that probably wouldn't have. It's probably better that we took off, I think, last week. I was going to ask you guys a question. So I mentioned a sick kid. Thermometers. Did we ever have a thermometer in our house growing up?
No.
Do you ever remember mom
Right here.
taking your temperature?
Right here.
Yeah, you feel hot. You're sick. You got fever.
Literally. I don't know why people don't get that.
This is where I struggle because we've spent I don't know how much money on thermometers and then they don't work, so we got to buy a new one and we got this and that, and I'm just like, whenever one of the kids is sick and Emily's like, well, let me take your temperature. I'm like, I mean, does it matter whether it's 100, 100.6, 101.2?
Technically,
That's my question. No, that's my question.
matter.
Like, what is the number going to do for you? Okay, she's burning up. We need to get her on ice, get her a popsicle, wet rag, whatever. And then, I mean, there's a certain point where, okay, she might need to go to the hospital. That's when I guess it comes. But if she just, she got a fever. She's warm.
It's a
Just
degree.
lay down,
It's to what degree do they have a fever? Is it a 99? That would be a low grade fever, or a 100. That's a low grade fever. A 102, probably a little more serious.
No, 101, 102, still don't care. 106,
You're
dying, we got to get you.
But if it's 99, 99.3, that's a low grade. So probably not a
Back of the hand.
Hey, just give him Tylenol and forget about it. I mean, then they'll be up acting
Wet
stupid.
rag.
And,
Wet rag, go lay down. Nothing's happening. My back of my hand can tell all of that. Does she need a wet rag and go to sleep? Or does she maybe need to go to the hospital?
Then they just miss school and watch Price is Right. That's all. Watch Bob Barker.
AM Live and watch the Brady Bunch and then Good Times and then
the Bozo Show.
The grand prize game.
A lot of children's television, I remember being able to fool a thermometer was always a subject. So like you could I remember like people would put pennies or you'd have a lamp, put under your lamp or whatever. There was always kids on shows were always scheming.
They would sit on it and then put it in their mouth. Well, maybe they're not.
Put it in your butt crack.
Well, I never got a chance to try any of these methods. That's
I will say
that's the real
I
shame.
think I was a parent first out of all of you guys. I lived in the time where I took a thermometer, glass thermometer, and stuck it in Miranda's butthole. Like that was how we had to, as an infant, that's how you had to take the temperature. And I just thought if this thing snapped or broke, but yeah, I had to put the thermometer in and slowly pull it out, covered in poop.
I do have to say that because Alicia is not cooperative with taking oral liquid medicine, fever reducers. So Emily has this kind that you have to shove it up her butt, and it's not fun. Not fun at all. Anyway, I was
gonna say, Rudy, if you were worried, it's like stick this in. What if it breaks? It's like I know exactly what to do from experience. That's what
What?
you would be thinking. Sorry, never mind.
Oh,
That would have worked better if I would have done it right after you said it, but Jamie got in there.
So wait, it's got to be your butt. Wait, the thermometer breaks in my butt? Like that's happened before?
Yeah, yes. If it happens to your daughter, you know from experience with your
Because
own
I've
butt.
done it.
Because
Yes.
you like the
That sounds kind of crazy.
Okay.
anyway.
Wow.
What else is
All
going
of that,
on?
all of that setup, we sat there and nobody once talked about a thermometer, but
Sorry,
sure.
yeah, my bad. I just
we got
popped
the
in my head.
thermometer now that it doesn't touch your forehead. You just wave it.
Yeah. This one it just gets real close and it just like
We have two, and they just go in the ear.
I have an ear one, but it doesn't. Like I said, I don't need. Who am I giving the number to?
Yeah, and here's the thing: is do you even trust them? Because one time she took it and it was like 106 or something. I'm like, really? I mean, she'd be dead. So yeah, I mean, yeah. But,
well, we're very by the numbers just for like one for school purposes, because if they have a fever, they can't go back to school until they don't have a fever for 24 hours.
yeah, but you can still feel if they have a fever.
I mean, not quite. I mean, because a fever, I didn't realize it's not technically a fever until it's, I think, 100.4 or something like that. There is like a number that's not like 0.0. It's like in the middle of one. But then also like when do you, because at least Kaylee, she won't, I don't really care, but she won't give medicine until it's a fever. Like if it's under a fever, it's like, well, we're not going to give her any Tylenol yet, or, or whatever. But it's like, what the number is kind of dictates what we do. So that's kind of why we pay attention.
And again, in the 90s or 99, it's still it's technically higher than your body temperature, so that's a fever, but it's a low grade fever. So sometimes
low grade.
That's wild.
We just spent 7.5 minutes talking.
Yeah, my bad. What do you guys want to talk about? You guys want to talk about the Royals opening day, some gambling? You guys have any bets on the baseball season?
Was he not listening to any of our pre-show? Like we talk about basketball first, and then we'll talk about baseball.
And then,
go for it. Go for it.
Down the whole time.
Bobby Witt's going to be MVP. I put money on that. Jamie,
yeah, I think you. As I say, I think you might have a gambling. Well, I don't know. Does anybody really have a gambling problem? It's more you have a losing problem.
Out of everyone on this, I'm the one guy who wouldn't have a problem.
The guy who runs his own black market book.
Yeah, but I'm not gambling. I just take your money. I mean, you guys are gambling with me.
I guess that's true. You don't say that you don't say that the drug dealer has a drug problem.
Right. And like I said, I don't think he has a gambling problem. He just has a losing problem. Like if you're at like Gamblers Anonymous, like they don't say like you're not there because you win all the time. You know what I mean? Like, man, I got a problem. I keep winning. This gambling, it's really getting to me. No, I mean you have a losing problem.
Saying that when I won like $180 from you on NBA games last year, but you didn't have anything to say about that. I've lost like 3 times since. I don't bet that often.
Didn't you, Jamie, randomly put $100 on a field goal being made as they were lining up for it, just so that you would be okay if they lost? Wasn't that the story?
That was okay. That was actually no. I did it before the game. That would have been the Mizzou versus K-State game.
I thought you did it as they were setting up the kick.
No, 2023. So I was like, you know what? If he misses it. If he misses it, fine. Because actually, it would have been tied anyway. But yeah, I will often put money like $100-$200 on the opposite side. I hedge my bet, so I'm okay either way.
I don't know. The minute people start betting numbers with zeros, like multiple zeros, I feel like maybe you do have a problem. Maybe, I don't know.
You'd have a losing problem though. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah. If you're winning, it's not a problem. Trust me.
Exactly. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. You guys.
Well, give me your best bets for the seasons, because I'm going to be making a trip up to Illinois tomorrow, so that's where I'm going to put all my bets in, my preseason bets.
Ooh.
Do we have a win total? Do we think for the Royals?
Sure, over under? What are we saying? 80, 87, 88? What?
For the Royals win total?
Yeah.
We got
I
to see
think
what
the
the line
over-under
is.
is like, I think it's like 86 is when on DraftKings it was 86.
What would be your prediction? Let's put it that. Let's take it out of the gambling necessarily. Just what do you think they're going to do?
I'm gonna say 90. 90 wins.
That's high.
Tie, but I'm gonna say 90 wins. That's if everybody, obviously if they start getting injured and players go down.
Apparently, they have a pretty rough April schedule wise, so they could start off slow and have to come, have to pull it together late.
Yeah, the division's going to be pretty good, right? If I'm not mistaken. I mean, I don't follow it as close as you guys do, but from my understanding, Twinkies are going to be pretty good again this year.
Yeah.
Chicago's not going to be record, like all-time horrible.
We don't know that.
I think Chicago's still going to be pretty down. The Twins have already gotten a bunch of injuries already, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember who was Buxton or not Buxton. Who's the other guy?
Oh, Royce Lewis, right?
Royce Lewis is
always
down.
hurt.
Yeah, he's down already. So the Twins are already looking at a bunch of injuries. So I think it's going to be between the Royals, the Guardians, and the Tigers. Yeah.
Gotcha. Good.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't know if that gives you much to go on for your gambling trip.
Just trying to decide. See, last year I put the bets before the season on if they make the playoffs and if they win the division. So I got one of those.
Why aren't you just going through me?
I didn't think this was before I knew that you were taking bets. I had bonus bets to use that were going to expire, so I needed to put them on something. But I wonder if I should do kind of like you do. Maybe I should bet on them to not make the playoffs. That way I'm happy if they make it, but
exactly
I win.
Basically, here's what I think. Like with that game, I was like, okay, how much would I pay for them to win this game? I was like, I'd pay $100. I'm like, all right. Well, here's $100. I put $100 down. I'm like, all right. I basically, if they win, then I've lost that $100, and basically paid $100 for the win. And if they lose, then I'm not as sad because I gained $100. So anyway,
I'm glad you're really putting your business degree to work here. All this mathematical analysis.
Yeah. Anyway, so what else is going on, guys?
Who wants to take? I'll jump in real quick.
Go for it.
Because I took control over the last episode with my trip to Disney World, and you'd think I would have said everything. There were 3 things that really bugged me when we were done that I forgot to mention. So one, I think I can't remember if this was on air or off air, but I told you guys there was a souvenir that I thought about buying for all of us, maybe getting one of each. I couldn't remember what it was. Mm-hmm. Well, I did remember finally. It was a hat. It was a Monsters University hat,
Sweet.
but it says MU.
Nice.
So I thought that would be fun because there's actually quite a bit of MU. There was I saw somebody had a Letterman jacket, an MU Monsters University letter jacket. That was pretty funny, but I thought that would have been a nice touch.
I wonder if the university needs to have a word with Disney. Copyright infringement.
Maybe.
Mizzou's not seeing any of that in money.
Oh, God.
Well, I'll talk to my nephew, who's a big donor to the athletic program. But no, then what was the other thing I was going to say? Shoot, now I forgot. Oh, so I found it interesting. You guys know when you go to a theme park, they always make announcements on the rides of keep your hands and arms inside, watch your children, all the kind of safety spiel that they do. Well, they
hide your kids, hide your wives.
Close, yeah. But at Disney World, and I'm sure other places that have character themes with characters, they have the characters read these things. And I found it very interesting which characters would also do the Spanish translation and which ones wouldn't. For example, Goofy does not speak Spanish.
I wouldn't think so. He barely speaks English.
But you know who did speak Spanish? Because he would do it, and then I think a completely different voice would do the Spanish one.
Okay, can we get in what are we talking about, from a movie or just regular generic Disney character?
That particular one was it was like a Mickey Minnie.
Okay, I would say
Donald.
I would say Donald Duck would do the Spanish. He's hard to understand anyway. Right.
So you say
Right.
anybody that can't speak Spanish is hard to understand?
Well,
guessing.
he does. I guess he does have some Spanish, from the Tres Caballeros, the Three Caballeros. He
There you
does
go.
have.
Oh, I
he's been
tried. I
there.
tried to watch that the other day, and it was too
Pretty rough?
boring. It was
Okay.
Yeah, it
terrible.
was stupid.
Oh, anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
I didn't even get to the Three Caballeros. It's just that penguin sliding around and shit. I don't get it.
There's
But
no
anyway,
penguin.
It's a
That's
terrible
no
movie.
penguin.
Anyway, go ahead.
Well, but a character that did do the Spanish translation was Slinky Dog from Toy Story on the Slinky Dog roller coaster. And if
Isn't
you remember,
that,
it's Jim Varney.
Yeah, he speaks.
So he did the hey folks, come on in. He's got the southern thing, and then I don't know any Spanish now, now that I'm on the spot, but he would do the Spanish in the same type of voice,
in a southern accent.
Los Niños, and yeah. So he
So
would
now
do
you
it.
got me curious. Now I'm trying to figure out how Goofy or how Mickey would say,
Gorsh. Oh,
keep your manos in your patas.
hey. I can't even think of a.
None of us know
Spanish
Spanish. That's the problem
Well,
here.
no,
None of us can improvise in Spanish.
Yeah.
phrase. Gorsh, no habla inglés.
There you go. There you go.
Because
Gorsh.
then,
Me llamo Rudolfo.
Because you really have to do two impersonations. You got to do, Spanish. You got to do the character in Spanish.
Tango and Lapis.
Slinky Dog really reminded me of like a Texas Ranger, like border patrol officer, like somebody with a thick Texas Southern accent who's trying to speak Spanglish, kind of. That's what
He's just Ernest. He's just Ernest Goes to Camp for me. I don't.
He saved Christmas for me, so.
Because then, Splash Mountain is now is a Princess and the Frog. It's Tiana's Bayou Adventure, whatever. If you've seen that movie, the alligator who plays the trumpet, Lewis, he's doing the English, but then they have to have Prince Naveen do the Spanish, which he's not even. I don't think he's even Spanish, but
He's got to be like Indian or something, right?
I don't know where is he's from. Maldonia. Where's Maldonia?
Oh,
Is that a real place?
I see. We just watched this movie last night because I'm like, I'm gonna watch some of these, and I was kind of in and out on it. I thought he was Indian. My bad.
I like it. It's not a great story, but I love the music. The music, it's really good.
I thought we were going to talk March Madness and opening day. What?
Well,
now we're
okay.
talking about. Okay, go ahead.
Well, the last thing I was going to say was I didn't expect like so many Eagles fans when I went. It's as if the whole city of Philadelphia is like just now sobering up, and now they're going to go celebrate. Because every park, doesn't matter, every different day I was hearing "Go Birds" and blah blah blah, and it was crazy. Like I was going to ask, they were by far the most represented franchise. Like I saw a couple Buccaneers, I saw a couple places from but the Eagles, I didn't. Yeah, it was crazy. So I was curious, Bobby, since you were just down also in Florida, if you saw any of that, because I figured it's spring break, and like I said, people are getting out, and I don't know.
Yeah,
yes,
I don't
Bobby,
know.
Tell us about your trip.
I didn't really see a whole lot of that because we didn't venture out too much into the city. We kind of went to basically from the airport to our resort, and we kind of stayed there. And
in our resort,
it was pretty tame.
Our resort.
I just know you were. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, we had a good time. We had a good time and took in a lot of sun. I think one piece of advice for any youngsters out there: if your parents tell you to put sunscreen on, you probably should put some sunscreen on. Otherwise, you end up with a burn that you continually try to tell your parents, "Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that."
Do you know
bad.
anybody that was acting stupid?
I may have known
this is
somebody
not Nam. This is bowling. There are rules.
Hey, I may know somebody that should get this week's Quit Acting Stupid award for getting a sunburn all over their body because they wanted to soak in some sun. So yeah, no, it was a good time. Like I said, we pretty much just stayed right there where we were because we had access to a pool. There was a walkway, and then we had the kind of private access to a beach. And so yeah, we just kind of hung out there and just kind of took it easy, slept in and had breakfast and went to the pool, went to the beach. And yeah,
You said you took in a lot of sun, and I was going to say by the pictures you sent back, you took in a lot of moons too. Am I right?
That's where I was going. Bucket naked. All right, here we go. So there was one day we went and decided we want to have dinner somewhere else. So actually, there were a few times, but this one time I said, there's this Cuban restaurant that looks like it has good reviews. Why don't we go down there and have some Cuban food? And it was on the southern part of the beach, so it was. And I thought, oh, this would be kind of cool. South Beach and spring break. Let's see what this is all about. And so we take an Uber, and first off, I put the address in of the restaurant that I wanted to go to, the one with the good reviews. And first off, the Uber drivers, none of them there spoke any English. I don't know. They probably didn't speak Spanish either. They didn't speak at all. So
I don't speak Spanish. In English, please.
They didn't speak anything. So I punched in the address. So my Lyft driver has the address of where I want to go. He drops us off. And the name of the restaurant that we wanted to go to was Club Havana. Everything down there is Havana this, Havana that. We wanted to go to Club Havana. He drops us off at Havana 1957. Now, I didn't think anything of it. And it's not until we've already gotten seated, the four of us, me and Nita, Tomas, and my mother-in-law, that I start to ask the guy, the waiter, is this, are you guys, Club Havana or Little Havana, whatever the name of the restaurant was? And he's like, no, we're Havana 1957. Can't you see? It's right there on the menu. So I'm quickly starting to realize this isn't the same place. So the place that had the great reviews on the food, this is not it. But I do see that they had a Cuban sandwich and they have Cuban food there. So I'm like, okay. And Club Havana Havana 1957, they had some pretty good reviews. So I was like, all right, well, once you're seated, what's the rule, guys? Once you're seated, can you actually get up? We hadn't ordered anything. He brought us water.
Funny. I had something similar happen to me.
Go ahead.
In Miami. Go ahead.
Well, real quick, I did too. There were 9 of us at what's that lady that is racist? Paula Dean. We went to Paula Dean's restaurant in Arkansas, Smoky Mountains, and we sat down, 9 of us, looked at the menu, saw the prices. She had already brought the waters out, and we're like, guys, should we go? We split, man. We all took off. It was hilarious. Had a great time. Go ahead.
I was like, look, where am I going to go? There were other places to eat because there's plenty of places there along this. It was A1A, Beachfront Avenue. It was, Ocean Drive. So it was right there. So there were other places we could have gone to, but I felt like once we had already been seated, he had already brought us menus. He started pouring water. One of the questions they asked you a lot was still or sparkling on the water.
Yes. You're like hitting my exact same story that I had when I was there. Go ahead.
I know what sparkling is. Obviously, it's got carbonation in it, and so I was like, well, still. Let me show you. I get back, get the receipt for the meal. I don't know how well you can see that, but the very first item, 1 para LG, $9.
$9?
Okay,
for a
so
friggin'
hold
water?
on. Hold on. Wait, you're getting ahead of me. I'm going through the receipt after I get back to the hotel, and I'm like, I can't figure out what this is. I accounted for everything else except this Pana LG. So I go to Google, throw in Pana LG. It brings up a picture of a vase of water, and basically he charged me $9 for the water.
9 times.
Exactly. So I'm already mad that I'm at the wrong place. I'm still trying to make the best of it. I didn't realize until later that I got charged for water. But let me tell you what happens in between. It was a good Cuban sandwich. I think I sent you guys pictures while I was eating it. So it was really, really good. So that made things a little bit better.
Love Cuban sandwiches.
Then I get the guy, he brings over the machine where you stick your card in and it tells you to, all right, you put whatever tip or whatever on there. So he brings it to me and I put my card in and then he's like, here you go, sign. And so on the tip options, it had 3%, 5%, 7%. So I'm thinking, well, and I didn't think to ask him where 20% was. So I go and I tell everybody at the table, help me calculate what is, 20% of, my bill. So I calculate 20% on that. I put that on there and I sign for it. I said, I want a copy of my receipt. And again, he's standing there hovering right over me. And I'm trying to tell everybody, and Tomas is good with math. So, he was helping me. All right, 20% is this. So I was like, okay, I put that on there. And I was curious as why it didn't come up as an option. He brings me back the receipt. I then see that there's a service charge, which I found out 2 days before during our trip. There's a service charge that they put on practically everything in Miami Beach, which that not only goes to the waiter, but it also goes to the bartender. It goes to pretty much everybody. That's already their tip, is this 20% service charge. So I had inadvertently added an additional 20% on the total plus the 20% service charge.
You're a smart motherfucker. That's right.
I was livid. I was so pissed. I think I was texting you guys about what had just happened. And I was,
how dare you make these people's lives better?
No. 20% fine, but 40%.
No.
That's and
he's getting taxed on it.
And he clearly knew what was going on. I don't think he was not going to disabuse me of any notion, because I did it a few times. I'm like 3, 5, 7. I'm like, no, those aren't the options. So I hit other, and then I manually calculated 20%. He sees all of this. He knows. He could have easily said, sir, the 20%'s already been added. It's a service charge. He did not, because I suspect that they take advantage of people all the time who aren't aware that there's already a $20 service charge in there. So I'm pissed. And so anyway, I will figure out how to deal with that on my own by making it.
I don't think he's alone though in doing that. I mean, whenever you go to like a group setting and there's a gratuity already, like, groups of however many, that is always like very fine print, and they're never going to say, oh, hey guys, don't worry about it, gratuity's already taken care of. Like, they're going to let you do it yourself.
It's fine, because I've already disputed it with my credit card company, and I'm going to give them what the 20% service charge, but I'm not going to give them a 40% tip. That's ridiculous. But yes, going back to the nalgas y todo.
So if you were to make an X, like let's say you were giving to charity, if you were donating to charity and you put the wrong amount of zeros, and you say you meant to give $30 to charity, you end up giving $300 to charity. Are you making the same big stink about it?
Who is Charity, and did she do a good dance?
That's you fill in the blank.
It depends on which charity it is. Is it a one-time charity? Is it one that I typically
one time?
No, then I'm saying, guys, there's a mistake here. That is not what I intended whatsoever.
Okay, just curious, because I mean, here's the thing. I get it. A 40% tip is ridiculous. I don't think anyone should ever leave that big of a tip, in our current tipping culture. But at the same time, it's like it's a gift. You did something. You gave. It wasn't hurting you. It didn't leave you destitute or anything. Like,
it didn't leave me destitute, but it pissed me off because I feel taken advantage of. Yes, okay, and clearly, when I'm looking at his little thing that he's hovering over me with the machine, so he's waiting for me to finish.
Yeah,
he could have very easily said, "Sir, that's already there."
I don't like that they do that now, like at restaurants when they give you the machine and they just sit there and wait. And you could have been doing all this.
I literally would say, "Hey, how do I put no tip on here?" I've asked them before. They're sitting there like to try to make me all nervous. I'm like, "Hey, how do I get to no tip?"
Yeah,
you're Fazoli's. I'm not paying you a tip.
You're so tough. Look at Fazoli's.
Keep those breadsticks out.
Anyway,
well, yeah, they did bring up breadsticks.
It was pretty interesting though to sit there in this because we sat like right off the street, and right there on Ocean Drive, we saw quite a bit of interesting things. Going both ways on this street. Number one, we noticed a heavier police presence in South Beach than what we had up where we were. There was really no presence of police up there, but it was like, okay, here's where all the spring breakers truly are. where we were was more families and a lot of
Poor
international,
people.
no,
Poor people.
international folks. Down South Beach, it was a little more. Yeah, it was just a little rougher crowd, I think, and that's why you had more police presence. And so we saw, largely by and large, it was women that were wearing thongs. I mean, I don't know that I ever recall seeing a thong in, Worlds of Fun or, at the local pool here. I mean,
Yeah, well, that's disgusting.
My trip to Disney World 10, 15 years ago, like there were a bunch of Brazilian kids there on like whatever. All these little teenagers were in thongs, like people I should, literally high school girls. It was terrible.
and these weren't so much little young girls or anything. I mean, these were older women, but that really, it was not a flattering look for them, I guess. Let's say the thong was being attacked by their.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
So a couple years ago, I went down on Memorial Day to the Ozarks, to like Party Cove and stuff, and it is Missouri, but it's not Miami, so I get that there's a difference. But literally 98.9% of all males and females should be covered up. They shouldn't be wearing what they're wearing.
I don't know that I disagree with you after seeing what I saw on South Beach. And then you also see some crazy stuff too, where a guy is on a scooter and he's got a snake wrapped around his neck and he's riding one of these electric scooters up and down the street. And I mean, it was just an amazing place to people watch. I think I was trying to not be creepy about it, but I was trying to take some pictures and try to show you guys.
That's creepy. You can't not be creepy doing that.
Yeah. But there was, we had an interesting situation where, one of those individuals that was wearing a thong came and sat directly behind me and my mother-in-law.
The Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want.
Well, at least
What
now
did
you don't
Rose
see
think?
now at least now I don't see the thong anymore.
Now you're trying to eat. And
What did Rose think?
Well, fortunately, it was behind her. She was sitting next to me, and it was behind her. So unless we turned around, we weren't gonna.
Bobby, let me clear off
Behind me, Satan. You're behind me.
Anyway, it was interesting time from start to finish. But yeah, the most interesting was going down to South Beach and just kind of seeing all the spring breakers. And it was like, ooh, get me back to my resort. Get me back to the mid beach where I was. And I'll take all the foreign languages being spoken there by all the different travelers from Europe. But the crowd was too rough for me down there at South Beach.
This town getting too
rough for me.
I was thinking it, and I knew
That's what I was thinking.
One of these guys is gonna do it.
That's exactly what I was thinking. This town getting too rough for me. So yeah, that was my trip. We made it back, and I have stories to tell.
Good. That sounds fun.
And I thought of one other thing too, from being at Disney World when we were talking about Goofy, and especially when Rudy was doing his voice. At one point, we because there's people from all over the country there. Somebody walked by us with a real thick, like Alabama Southern accent, like real, and they just walked by us. And they were talking, and Vanessa looked at Kaylee. She's like, "Mom, that guy sounded like Goofy." So I wanted to make sure I got that story in.
I do have one other story. So at our resort, when we would go out to this private beach area, several days we saw some of the same people, so you knew that they were staying at the hotel. I guess I've always known, but never really seen in person, that Europeans are just a lot more free with their bodies. They don't have the shame that we as Americans do about nudity. And so there was a little girl who I'd have to say she could have been more than 10. So somewhere younger than 10, older than 5 or 6, younger than 10. So somewhere in that range. For several days when she was on the beach, she had no top on. And so,
so you saw tetas?
Well, the 10-year-old.
Again,
sorry.
Anita and I are thinking, I mean,
I need to pay attention.
There was not a whole lot there. So it also could have been maybe she was maybe transitioning to a he. I don't know what's going on there.
This is
I don't know
making
what
me uncomfortable.
I don't know.
Were we supposed to talk about baseball opening day? What the hell, bro?
You wanted to talk about my trip. That's one of the things I saw on the trip about the European girl with no top on. So I don't know. I just didn't think anything of it. But anyway,
I don't like
nobody's
this.
listening anyway.
Exactly right. All right, next topic. Move on. Go Royals. Let's talk
Go for it,
food.
Rudy.
Let's talk food.
Food. I went to. I was going to go to an Indian restaurant, but I didn't have a reservation. Did it?
Sorry, that was for all of us.
He needs to go in the penalty box.
Come on.
He needs to spend longer than that in the penalty box. That's terrible.
Whatever.
I just think of when Jerry brought the cigar store Indian to give to We Smoke 'em Peace Pipe. Anyway, yeah. So what's happening? I'm sorry.
You're telling me about
I guarantee Mom's looking at Dad right now like, what? What is he talking about? Anyway.
Maybe Rudy would know what they were talking about if he wasn't on his phone the whole time.
So
I'm clearing some stuff up.
I'm gonna give you a segue, Rudy. So you'll make sure you're listening here.
He can't even ride a bike. He's gonna ride a Segway.
No kidding.
Hopefully
it won't fall off.
Go ahead.
Continue.
I had a coworker that I thought I overheard someone say that she and a friend of hers, because they know somebody that works at the stadium, they got to go, and I think there might have been some sort of preview of the food that was being offered. Was it like within
yesterday or 2 days? It was like 2 days ago, I think.
Within the last 3 or 4 days. Yeah, something like that, where they invite certain people to come and sample. And I was like, of all the things, I mean, yeah, I would have loved to have gone with her to this.
Try the new Slugger Dog, or the they've got a blue velvet whoopie pie, I believe.
Whoopie pie?
Yeah, it's like one of those things.
What's whoopie?
Did you
with the cream in the middle?
Bobby
You guys don't know what a
newlywed
whoopie pie is? Really?
That was.
I thought you were gonna have some visual aids here. Did you have pictures?
I do, yeah, but not of the Royals, man. There was a whole thing you guys have. Yeah, no. I wanted to talk about ballpark foods.
That's what we're supposed to be doing right now, Rude. This is your turn. It's your turn.
Yeah, no.
Where are you with this?
Well, Bob was talking about a specific event that happened the other day.
Oh, sorry. It was a
so yeah, those are Royals. Some of the new items the Royals have. I've been on Twitter all week, and the different teams have kind of been putting out like their new items and stuff. And so I found a couple, and I wanted to see what you guys thought. If this is something you guys would eat. Honestly, I think I picked all stuff that I think you guys would eat. So maybe it's not a cool segment, but just to let me pull up the first one. So what do you guys think of this? So you can't see it. I didn't crop it very well. So
you're gonna want to describe this a little bit for.
So this is
looking at watching on Spotify.
This is the Houston Astros.
It's called the Daddy Mac Dog.
The Daddy Mac Dog.
Obviously a hot dog.
It is.
Is that like? I'm gonna guess. Hey, can I guess? It looks like macaroni and cheese.
I wish
I could. What gave you that idea?
Maybe like the mac. No, I'm serious. I'm looking just at the picture. I forgot what it was called. Is it pickles maybe or?
Yeah. So this is a foot-long dog with brisket, barbecue sauce, mac and cheese, and pickles.
Oh.
Okay. It looks like they kind of cheated you though. They didn't even spread that mac and cheese out through the whole dog.
Right.
I'm taking it back saying, can you add some more mac and cheese on this, please?
As a promotional picture, I don't think this is where it's at. I don't think that was a very good representation of what that could be. Do
you have any information on the retail price of these food items?
Oh, that'd be good to know.
I'll look it up.
Some of them I do.
No big deal. I'm just curious if you did, because I'm sure all the ballparks are different, but expensive.
No, I just guys, I messed up. I'm not ready.
That's clear. That's very clear.
Okay. Here's the next one. This is in Colorado. If you guys are going to Coors Field,
Okay.
if you guys are going to Coors Field, okay, what does that look like to you?
Donut holes.
Ice cream. Yeah, donut holes on top of a mountain of ice cream with some
mini
strawberry
coconut
syrup.
It is.
Are those noodles?
This is
Kind of looks like noodles, doesn't it?
It does look like I thought mashed potatoes at first.
The Colorado Rockies call this the polar pasta. It's actually vanilla ice cream.
Okay.
It's actually vanilla ice cream, donut holes, strawberry syrup, and mint. There's a little bit of mint on there.
Yeah, I didn't know
I
what
can
that
do without
was.
the mint, but yeah, I mean that definitely looks.
So that white
it is-
stuff is vanilla ice cream.
I guess
Yeah.
I don't know how they got it to look like spaghetti, but
And what's the the green?
That's the mint.
that's the mint.
Oh, yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
All right, this
I
next
would have
one.
thought falafel on mashed potatoes at first.
Oh, wait! It looks like it's served on a frisbee. Is that like
On a frisbee? That's what I was about to say.
yeah.
It looks like
Didn't even
a
notice.
Rockies frisbee. That's what it looks like. So that'd be even cool.
Hey,
I don't have a price on that one.
Okay. I just mentioned falafel, but hey, Bob, and I know Bob's the only one here who's ever eaten it, I'm sure. But on our trip to Nathan was one day eating a bunch of meatballs at lunch. And then the next day we had falafel, and he definitely thought they were meatballs and went right into one and did not care for it.
Yeah, I think if you're expecting a meatball and you bite into a falafel, those are going to be yeah.
Kind of like expecting cake and biting into cornbread.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're very similar.
Throwback to an old episode. Good call.
Guys, the Texas
now
Rangers.
When I hear falafel, I think of Bart Simpson's teacher, Mrs. Krabappel.
Hold on. I want to go back to something. The Daddy Mac dog, according to the AI overview on Google, retails for $15.79.
That's not worth it.
$15.79.
If you cover it up fully to where I don't see the dog and there's just more mac and barbecue, then I could see 12 or 11.
What was the Rockies one called? Sorry, I'm going to look up the price.
Polar pasta.
That doesn't
find out if
messy. It doesn't look convenient at all, especially if it's hot.
Yeah, in the summertime, isn't that going to melt immediately?
Yeah.
Isn't it usually pretty cold in Colorado, even in the summer? Not cold. Not cold, but like it's not like humid and gross, right?
No, it can be.
It doesn't say what the exact AI says. The exact price isn't specified in the search results. So
okay.
Well, let's see. What do they call this? The Rangers have a new meatball garlic knot sliders at Global Life Field. Meatball garlic knot sliders.
So what we're looking at here is a picture where it's almost like a club sandwich where there's like the three sliders on top of each other.
Right.
So obviously you're going to take them apart, but even each individual slider looks really hard to eat. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Italian meatballs covered in marinara sauce.
I don't know. That looks pretty
garlic knot.
Good.
It looks good.
That looks like it could be very messy.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was getting at.
And see, I think I may have talked about this on the podcast before, but like when I go to Kaufman and I see somebody eating like a barbecue sandwich and it's 102 degrees outside, I can't do that.
So anybody want to guess what that meatball garlic knot sliders go for?
Retails?
This is in Texas now.
Which the dog was also in Texas. That was in Houston.
Correct.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go 15.
I feel like this is more than the dog. I want to go 18.
I'm gonna go $16.99.
Rudy's the closest without going over. It's $17.99.
By a damn penny. I mean,
this Price was Right rules.
Sometimes you say anything that's $17.99. We're just saying 18. Come on, let's be honest.
This next one I've got, I'm kind of excited. Like I might want to. I mean, it's nothing special, but it's just, I don't know, price wise. I've got the price on this one. So,
that's a lot of wieners.
Yeah,
this is maybe that's why I like it so much. This is called the Dog Bowl. The Dog Bowl is For $12.99, fans
a
can
bargain.
get 12. Fans can get 12 hot dogs stuffed inside of a Mets helmet.
Whoa, wait a minute. For $12.99, you can get 12 hot dogs?
Yeah, that sounds
And,
insane.
and you get to keep the helmet. And you get to keep the helmet.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Even if you're splitting this between what, 2-3 people, 3 people probably.
Splitting
12 hot dogs? Well, yeah, I get
hot
it.
dogs.
I'm just thinking that by the time you get to the last 3 or 4, are they going to be good anymore? Are they going to be warm? Are they going to be?
Oh yeah, they're gonna be like so steamed and moist.
Yeah, from the
being
top
at the
ones.
bottom under all the hot ones.
You know
Maybe
who could finish that though is Quentin as the winner of our Glizzy challenge from
He's the Glizzy
from
gobbler.
Football. Yeah, he's the
Are they
Glizzy
Nathan's
gobbler.
famous? I wonder.
I
Since it's
doubt
New
it.
York.
I doubt it. They're going to be
You
the
know-
cheapest ones you can possibly get.
We're gonna have to look this up because I can't remember them off the top of my head. But there are several like eating feats that you can accomplish at a ballpark. There's like something where like, okay, I'm gonna have one hot dog
really?
every inning, like 9 hot dogs in a game.
Yeah.
I think there's one with beers as well, like and they're called something. They're like, well, these are like well known, and they're called something like I'm gonna have the perfect game is like a beer every half inning or so, or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a couple of these I've heard of.
We should do this something similar. We should, the 4 of us should go and try and have a hot dog every inning.
challenge?
Yeah, it absolutely is a challenge. Yeah,
Guys, this last one I have blows my mind. I
Did
would
you save the best for last?
I did 100%.
All right.
I put these in order. This is the
All right,
best
so
one.
none of these are from Kaufman Stadium?
Kaufman? No,
Okay.
no. So here's the last one. Let's take a look at it.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Okay, so
Ooh,
this is from the Braves because it's got a Braves logo there.
Atlanta Braves.
fried chicken.
That looks like a donut, powdered sugar.
Yeah,
Okay.
This is
All right, go ahead and-
This is a double stacked chicken sandwich with 3 glazed donuts as buns.
oh snap!
Wow.
They're calling it.
Big
They're calling it the chicken ain't nothing but a bird blue. I don't know what the hell that means. What's
Chicken
a
ain't
bird
nothing
blue?
but a bird blue.
What does
I
that
have
mean?
no idea. No idea.
Blue maybe having to do with umpires.
Now, this
Or
isn't
blue.
new though. Why does it say
It's not comma blue.
2023 postseason?
Dude,
maybe
you gotta
it
call
is.
me out on technicalities. It's a cool piece of food, man.
Did you know about this before right now, Bob?
It's new to you.
It's
No,
new to
but did
you.
you guys know "Chicken Ain't Nothing But a Bird" is a song by Cab Calloway? Did you guys know that?
No.
The only
now
Cab
tell me he's
Calloway
from
song I
Atlanta.
know.
It's Minnie the Moocher.
Minnie the Moocher's the only Cab Calloway song I know. Wasn't he also in Paula Abdul video? Or wait, Cab Calloway.
He's in WrestleMania too.
Wait,
"Chicken Ain't Nothing But a Bird" is a
He's-
song by Cab Calloway.
He started
Paul
Hello
Abdul.
Dolly on Broadway. So
I think I just got Cab Calloway mixed up with MC Scat Cat with Paula Abdul.
I can see how you.
It happens.
Yeah, so but Cab Calloway, yeah, awesome.
man.
So that's, I mean, there was, I had tons of them. The
see.
Mets had another like egg roll with like a cookie inside of it. I don't know. There's
Now I'm
always
waiting
something.
for that news story at the on Channel 9 or whoever that where they go through the ballpark foods. I'm waiting for that one because then I need something to tempt me to actually buy something at the stadium and not just tell my kids or whatever to wait till afterwards and we'll go get Wendy's.
Well, Kaufman now they're bringing in the Z-Man this year, which again,
Which is awesome, but you couldn't get a Z-Man
Hold
somewhere
on, before
else.
we get to the Royals, how much do you think the "Chicken Ain't Nothing But a Bird Blue" sandwich is?
God, that's got to be $22. You're getting 2 pieces of chicken and 3 donuts.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say 22.
I'll go 20,
I'll go
21.
I'll go $19.99.
Rudy, what was your number?
22, but I'll say $21.99.
Well, either way, you were the highest because it's actually
Damn it.
over $26.
What? I was gonna say 25, but I thought that was insane.
That's bananas.
No, $26 exactly. Because the question is, was the sandwich worth more than the $26 it cost to not only get it, but yes, to eat it? So
what can you put the picture back up, Rudy? Because what is on top, if you can, if it's
powdered sugar, isn't it?
No, but on top of the chicken, is that
Yeah,
cheese?
it looks like a pickle.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say
don't
maybe
know
a
if
big
it's
onion.
it
or
looks
something?
green. It looks like
Or maybe a
snot.
jalapeno, like a giant jalapeno.
Maybe, but there's
It
a whole
didn't say
layer of
anything in the
something there.
description about it, so
Yeah,
Man, that looks good.
I was going to describe it, but I mean, the description Rudy read is exactly what we're looking at.
You know what? Because
donuts and chicken.
The sugar, I think, is going to be offset by like the salt. I mean, man, that is one. Kudos.
It's speaking of donuts, real quick side story, and we'll get to the Royals. But I had to run to the store. I haven't had milk in this house forever. I live here by myself. I don't need milk, whatever. But I went and got some because I've got some cookies that I want to eat. Some Oreos. I need something to dunk them in.
How old are
Anyways,
you?
I go to get my milk, and I said, okay, that's all I needed. I wanted to go. There's a new Mexican grocery store down the street. I want to get some.
You trouble me for a warm glass of shut the hell up.
Sorry, it was no other time we were going to use it. Go ahead.
Right.
Sorry.
I wanted to get some milk for some Mexican bread. Well, as I pass, I grab my milk and I'm heading to the register at Walmart, and there's a shelf of like discounted items. And there was a box, a dozen glazed donuts with the chocolate on top. A dozen. I live by myself, but it was like
$5,
like
50
$3.89.
You can't
literally
not give them.
Right. I said to myself, and I say this to myself a lot, and it's kind of stupid. My kids laugh at it, but it's like, I'm losing money if I don't buy this.
I was just about to say that.
How's that? That math ain't mathing.
I don't know how you're losing money.
No, if I don't buy these, they're so discounted. If I don't buy them, I'm losing money. So, because eventually down the road, I'm going to buy donuts. Anyways, I bought a dozen donuts, and I don't even know how many. Macy comes over tomorrow, so she'll have one. But
I'll bring my kids over.
I didn't even look at the date to see how old they were.
I was going to say, I assumed that they were like day-old donuts or something, or they were old and they needed to get rid of them.
Right. They're old, but so what?
I imagine Jamie coming over like a cleaner, like Newman on Seinfeld when he ate all the muffin tops or the muffin bottoms. But like Jamie just coming over with his milk, Jamie just comes over with his suitcase. It's just got milk in it.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, so I've got a bunch of donuts here, 12, got a dozen, and anyway. So the Royals.
I'm gonna glaze them.
The Royals, they got their they're bringing the Z-Man to Kaufman. Does that kick out Gates and Son? Because I know they have Gates Barbecue there. Like if you start bringing in competition, I would think Gates is out.
I would think so too.
Now with the Z-Man though, when I go, I just was at Joe's KC recently, like last week, I think. And with the Z-Man, I got, it's a Z-Man and fry is the order. Are they going to have the Joe's fries there at Kaufman? Like they're only talking about the Z-Man sandwich, but if you don't have the fries, I mean, what are we doing?
I don't know. I had I bought some Guy's potato chips that were Joe's KC, like had the seasoning on it, had the fries. Seasoning.
Oh, really?
And I was so excited. I think we got them once before, like years ago. Like I'd forgotten that they even existed. And Kaylee was like, "Oh, I saw these at the store. Let's grab them." I was so excited to get into them. They were practically inedible because there was so much seasoning on them. Like every time I took just one chip, and I was just like, I needed. It was rough.
Really?
And that's usually the feeling I look forward to at the very end of whenever I pretty much just eat a bag of fries myself. And I'm looking forward to that numbness in my mouth from the seasoning.
It was just too much. I could only have maybe one or two at a time.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's wild. But guys potato chips are secretly like the best chips in town, I think.
They're pretty
Have
good.
you had like their barbecue? Guys barbecue chips?
I feel like I have, yeah.
I haven't had Guys in a long time.
And they're the cheapest ones on the shelf too. So
Guys tasted salty.
I love getting Guys in my mouth.
I said it once before, and you guys just let it go by. I said I haven't had Guys in a long time, but
I had it just earlier today. I had
Is
some guys.
that a joke, Bobby?
But anyways, so yeah, the Royals, they've got a slugger dog, which I don't know what's on it. It looks kind of gross. And then that whoopie pie I was talking about. You guys seem like you have never heard of a whoopie pie before.
No.
I have not.
Really?
Yeah, you're 0 for
All
3 here. What? I'm surprised. What is it?
I'm searching for it right now. Keep talking.
I've heard of whoopie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Like, just Google. It's the first thing. It's not like some random thing. Here. So let me come over. Yeah, hold on. Present and share screen. So
you know when I heard, oh, go ahead. I was gonna kill time, but this okay. Like an ice cream sandwich.
Oh yeah, I know what those are.
But there's nothing cold. There's nothing cold about it. There's no ice cream.
It's an Oreo cookie.
It's cake, cream cake, basically.
It's a little Debbie.
Oh, okay.
Like a ding dong.
That's it.
Yeah,
okay, I got you.
Bobby's had plenty of ding dongs in his.
All
time,
right.
I haven't had guys ding dongs.
Mom.
Have guys ding dongs.
All right,
Wait.
Mom. I'm telling.
That's a business idea for them. I think.
Mom.
The guys' corporation needs to go into ding dongs.
Guys ding dongs.
Jamie, did you say I'm telling? I thought I'm telling.
I missed that. He said that?
I'm telling.
Oh.
Is anybody going to the game on Thursday, or is it just me?
I am not. I kept like I told you guys before, I'm keeping my streak alive. I've never been to an opening day Royals baseball game ever. I should make a tradition that I go on the second game of the season. So, feed all the crowds, and it's pretty close. I mean, pretty close to the first game, but you don't have the crowd.
It was funny because I was talking about going to the opener, and I kind of not jokingly, but I was like, Dad, do you want to go with? And, because knowing there's no way in hell he'd want to go. And he goes, yeah, I'd like to go. And he was dead serious. And I think what happened was he watched the podcast where we were talking about picking a hobby for him or getting him out of the house. I feel like it might have had an effect because he's like,
no way.
He's like, yeah, I want to go. And I wasn't prepared for that answer. So I was like, oh, you don't really want to go. Like,
that's what happened to me last year.
Backpedaling, trying to talk him out of it now.
Well, I mean, but honestly, we're going to be in row. I think I'm in row O, in the top, upper deck. Like, he doesn't need to do all that walking. I'm like, I'll take you like second week or whatever, midweek game or something.
When you have the good seats?
I don't know if I'm going to get those good seats this year. I might. We'll see. But yeah, so I'm excited for the season, whatever.
Let me know when you plan that outing with Dad. That could be fun. I'd go.
Not if you're not invited.
If Dad invites me, I am.
I think that's what he was doing, was inviting himself.
No, me and my dad. That doesn't need to be you.
I mean, there's 40,000 seats there. I mean, I'll find another one.
I think he's just jealous that he's no longer the baby of the family.
Me and my father are going to go watch. We're going to have a catch in the parking lot and then go watch the Royals.
You sound like a gay.
I really thought we were going to make it the whole time without that one.
No.
No way. What else? Since you guys aren't going to the game, that's pointless to talk about.
Well, I mean, I'd like to go, but I'll be out of town.
What'd you guys think of the recent marketing campaign that the Royals did in announcing their newest member of the Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah,
Slick.
I thought that was pretty cool.
That's
Tell me
fun.
about this.
Tell you about it? You didn't see it?
Yeah.
He didn't see any of it.
Christ. How have you not seen it?
Is it Dane Orge? Who's the?
Do you even know who they're inducting this year?
No, he doesn't even know who.
I'm guessing because I
just guess.
I don't want it to be true, and I may have heard something about it. Is it Alex Gordon?
It is.
Because he is just a joke. Like he's terrible. Like he's like, for him to be your Hall of Famer. Like, is it a Hall of Good? Is it a Hall of Okay?
Okay.
Is it a Hall of struck out a lot? But
hey guys, I'm actually. I think you guys, Rudy and Andy, I think you'll maybe think differently. I'm actually with Jamie on this one. When I heard it, I was like, really? Was he?
It's the Hall of Okay.
I mean, yeah.
So I used to think that because especially the last few years of Alex
What
Gordon's
did you ever
career
do?
were bad.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say,
look up how many gold gloves he won. So
gold gloves. I mean, I gold gloves.
Look up his stats on one tab, and on the other tab, look up Frank White's stats.
That's a lot of work for me. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
And we'll all sit here quietly until you get that done.
Because I think what it was the last couple of years of Alex Gordon, I was really bummed, and he wasn't doing well, and I thought he was very scrubby. But when I looked at his stats compared to Frank White, who is a Royals, a Royals Hall of Famer, and they've retired his number. So I mean, people hold him in high regards. But if you look at his gold gloves, they used to exactly. His wins above at replacement or whatever, all those counting stats, they're very, very similar.
Can you guys see this?
A little bit.
It looks like a chart for ants.
For those of you on Spotify, I pulled up Alex Gordon's career stats. It looks like the best average 271. 290. Oh, he actually got over 300 once.
303
one time. He got to 303. Let's see.
So I don't think you're crazy.
257 hitter.
Career.
I don't think you're crazy for saying what you're saying.
No, I'm right.
But I think his golden gloves. I think his gold gloves play a little bit. But I think it was the home run in the 15 World Series against
for sure.
Familia that
so that won the item, puts him in the
I bet they're gonna have a statue of him with his hand and with his fist in the air. I swear to God.
Probably. It's just stupid. It's because he's from Nebraska.
Dislike.
I think that
but they don't even have on his stats. They don't even have a home run column.
All right, so you're looking at
how do you hold on? How do you feel that his wife has the same name as you?
Great. I'm honored. Gordon. I'm flattered. What do you?
I'm just saying your name is gay. Go ahead, Andrew.
So go down to the line with his career numbers.
The RBIs. Look at this. He never went over 100 RBIs.
So you said averaged career 257 hitter. You want to know what Frank White's career batting average was?
They did play in different generations, but go ahead.
Here we go.
No, I would bring that up too. They were different eras.
And
255.
255. Okay, well, Frank White never got kicked out of the infield because he didn't get kicked to the outfield.
That's the other thing.
What are his? Let's look at hits, home runs, RBIs.
They drafted Gordon.
Whatever you want.
Gordon to be a corner infielder, third base.
He's a field third baseman.
Couldn't cut it.
Jack Caglione's a pitcher, but you think he's ever going to pitch for the Royals?
Is that 867? Is that RBIs or what? I can't. Oh, no, that's runs. RBIs. Go down the bottom. 749. 886 over here. Okay. I don't know. I need to see him back to back. But my point is, those two careers are a lot more similar than you would think, and one of them is a Hall of Famer retired number.
Different eras. I would agree. Different eras. I'm not an Alex Gordon fan. I thought that was what I wanted to talk about. Really was more just not so much his case for being in the Hall of Fame, but was the marketing campaign behind.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry.
Now.
He also won a Platinum Glove Award, which is the best defender in the whole entire league.
Yeah,
1 year.
He was great in the outfield. He was an amazing defender. But the campaign itself
because he got poor jumps, and so he had to dive at the last minute.
Well, you're not going to convince Jamie because the guy is from Nebraska, and then this goes to a Mizzou, Nebraska thing, so it really doesn't have anything to do with baseball. But I'm right there. I'm right there with him.
Oh, I didn't realize Jamie was stupid.
Not a big Nebraska guy.
You didn't?
That's shocking.
The campaign was really cool.
Yeah,
let's just talk about it like we've all seen it, and then leave Jamie out of it.
Well, no, I'll for our viewers, our listeners on Spotify, I'll try and describe it. But so in the days leading up to the announcement, they would show what looked like a club, a very exclusive club, and it had all the Royals' current Hall of Famers wearing their powder blue sports coats, and so you had pictures of George Brett's in there, Mike Sweeney. I'm trying to remember who else. Willie Wilson's
Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson. So they're in this very exclusive
Ned Yost.
club. Yeah, so they're all playing cards. They're shooting pool. It's basically showing that
it was very, and you guys aren't Saturday Night Live fans, but it was very the Five Timers Club. That's the way I took it. They all had the jackets, and it was an exclusive club that only we can be in. And so, yeah, go ahead, Bob.
And so then I think there's like a knock at the door, and it's like, oh well, who's this? And so then I think it was Ned Yost that gets up to answer the door. He opens the door, and then you see the silhouette of someone, but you don't know who it is. And so now you're on pins and needles to figure out, all right, who's the next member of this very club.
They did it. The first one was just you hear the knock on the door, and then it's to be continued. And then a couple days later they play it, and Ned Yost's like, "Oh, I'll get it," and he goes up to the door, and then you could see, yeah. So
it was a little bit more every couple days.
I thought it was really well done. I don't know who put it together, but I thought it was really well done, and seems like from the comments I was reading on whatever social media I was on, other fans thought so as well.
But Jamie, let me ask you: like the Royals had such a dead period there. Is there anybody you think should be in the Hall of Fame
other than Mike Sweeney?
Well, Sweeney's already in. So now the question on one of the shows I was watching was, all right, well, who's the all right, they've announced Alex Gordon. Who's the next guy?
That's it. Oh, after Alex Gordon?
Yeah.
Do they do one every year?
I think
if
so.
Have to.
I think there are years.
This explains it. They're reaching.
There are years when they don't. If they don't. I don't know. I think there's a similar voting thing where the winner is whoever gets so much. So if nobody gets it, then they don't get it.
I'll tell you who the consensus was. I'm going to let you guys talk about who you think is the next one, because now you're starting to get to the teams that were 2014, 2015. So you got to start thinking about on those teams.
My question is, do they have regulation? Like, do you have to be with the team for so many years? Because I immediately go to Beltran and Damon.
So can I read for you the nominees? Because there was a Hall of Fame ballot, I guess.
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
So
how many?
Carlos Beltran.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 9.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
All right. So the people that were up for it were Carlos Beltran, Billy Butler, Johnny Damon, Wade Davis, Gerard Dyson, Alex Gordon. What were you?
No, we'll save all of our opinions till the end. Go ahead.
3 more. Kelvin Herrera, Joaquim Soria, and Giordano Ventura.
Okay.
And I don't think they have any sort of requirement about having to be with the team for any particular length of time.
It should.
Well, because Bo Jackson didn't even have that long of a career, and he's in the Royals Hall of Fame.
I know recently David DeJesus was on that list, but he's clearly not on the list anymore. So you do fall off. You do fall off the ballot at some point here.
To me, does Beltran get a knock because he cheated with the Astros? Or
I would think most of his accomplishments came after he left Kansas City, so I wouldn't include him.
Well, Rookie of the Year.
No?
He was a pretty awesome 5-tool player while he was here. He was young. He stole bases. Once he left, he didn't really steal bases. I don't know. And Johnny Damon, you're going to say the same thing about Johnny Damon, but I thought he was a pretty good ball player while he was here too. Turned into a douchebag when he went out east, but I
kind of like a Wade Davis.
Wade Davis, I think, is
for sure.
I think the consensus on the show that I saw, I think this was on Channel 41. They thought Lorenzo Cain would be the next one.
I thought so too, but then I was like, maybe he wasn't as great as I remembered. But I
don't think he's been retired long enough.
Yeah, he just retired.
I think by next year he will be, or I don't know.
Now, I do like Kelvin Herrera, but
really,
that might be a little borderline. Yeah, I don't know if he did it long enough.
Yeah, and I don't know. Do you put Soria in before him? Because Soria, I think, didn't he break or set the record for saves?
Yeah, that's right.
What about Holland?
I think Holland broke it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what about Holland?
I put Holland in before Herrera, but I also think Holland. I think Holland's He just retired like 2 years because he was with the team like 3 years ago.
What about Aaron Guile? I'm just kidding. That was no.
I love Aaron Guile. He was good.
So basically, we say all this to say there were some lean years.
But now you're starting to see guys from the 2014, 2015 teams get recognized, and I'm just not sure I would have gone with Alex Gordon. But yeah, is it a Hall of Good or is it a Hall of Fame? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you guys are being a little unfair to Alex Gordon personally.
No, I don't know. He's terrible.
I think so as well. I think team Hall of Fames isn't Major League Baseball Hall of Fames.
Right.
You gotta. Yeah, there's gonna be people in your team Hall of Fame that aren't in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. So
clearly, yeah, no, obviously.
I think Alex Gordon kind of fits really well there. So shut up to you guys.
You're wrong, but that's all right.
Uchi-ba-boo-ba.
Uchi-ba-boo-ba.
Good.
Right.
What I don't know anything to talk about March.
Did you guys want to talk about March Madness and the trainer or the equipment manager or whatever?
Oh yeah. Who's this guy?
No, no. You put up a picture of Rudy. I'm talking about the guy from.
Speaking of that, dude, and this doesn't need to be on the podcast, but I went out to have dinner tonight, and there was a guy sitting on a patio, and I swear to God, I almost texted you, Andrew, to say, hey, are you at the corner of 75th and Warnell? Because I stared at this guy the whole way. He had sunglasses on, and I had but the thing, I knew it wasn't you because he had a Fabletics hat on. But so he had a hat and sunglasses, but like this was totally you. It was just you. I'm like, and I'm just staring at him the whole way, and I'm like, I almost went back and said, can I take a picture of you? Because you look just like my brother. And we do a podcast, and I'd love to put it on the show tonight, but it was bothering me all night. Like I was thinking about texting you, but I'm like, no, that wasn't him. He doesn't have a Fabletics hat. But
that's like that's like what your friends did to me when I was at Sully's, and they didn't know I was your brother, but they thought I was you. Do you remember that?
And it's weird because I don't think we look anything alike. But
I know. But there were coworkers of Rudy's at a bar that I used to go to a lot, and I was out back on the patio area, and I could hear them laughing, and I kept hearing the name Rudy being said. And I was like, that's so weird. I just had my drink. Eventually, one of them comes over and asks if they can take a picture with me. Didn't say anything else, but just asked if they could take a picture with me. I said, yeah, whatever. I don't. And I'm sure if you ever see this picture, I'd look pissed off or like just like, whatever. I was like, yeah, take this picture. But apparently they sent it to Rudy, and Rudy said, that's my brother.
Yeah, that's my brother. Like, what do you? I don't even remember who it was, but I do remember that.
He's not.
I do, but I won't say it because I feel like this person was very annoying just from my little interaction with them. But then I think you maybe backed it up. Maybe.
So it has to be a Waddell and Reed friend, and I by you saying annoying, I'm almost 100% sure who it is. But anyway,
moving on. Throw Amir Ara Khan back up there.
So yeah.
This man with no discernible talents whatsoever has somehow garnered several sponsorship deals, and last I heard that they were north of 6 figures. So, guy met Spike Lee. I mean, he is, for those that you don't know, this guy is getting NIL deals, and he's not even a basketball player. He is the team manager for. Not Michigan, not KU, not Duke. He's the team manager for McNeese State.
McNeese State.
And by the way, he has no longer in the tournament. But anyway, go ahead.
But I did accurately pick them in the first round.
Oh.
You say he has no talent, but I have this.
Okay.
I mean, would you?
Okay, so I think I could hold a boombox, a ghetto blaster over my head and
ghetto blaster.
I don't think you can say ghetto blaster anymore.
Inner city musical instrument. I mean, I don't know what, but all he did was rock, and he walked, and he carried the radio.
He looked like he was going to perform with the Tri-Lambs and the Moos at the Greek carnival.
Or play dodgeball for Average Joe's. What was that outfit he was wearing?
I think you're not counting the hype. Like, he's a hype man. Did you see how hype that team was?
They didn't look hype.
They really weren't. They didn't look that hype, actually. But
I guess part of me might just be jealous, but that somehow he's managed to swing these deals.
Did you say this? That so the McNeese State coach got a job. He's now going to NC State, and literally on my Twitter feed it says Amir Khan is following Coach. What's Coach Wayne? Will Wade, following him to NC State, and he's going to be I'm like, what? Like the team manager is going with the coach. That's blows my mind. It's crazy. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Hold on. Let me see. Give me 4 seconds. Talk amongst yourselves, and let me.
He became a star.
Thing to play,
and like the cheerleaders had his face all over their socks. Like the cheerleaders were wearing Amir Khan socks, and they had shirts. Yeah. So.
For the most part, once Mizzou lost, I was checked out. That was the last basketball I saw.
So now that they're out of the tournament, are we going to suffer the wrath of Khan?
Oh, that was terrible. Now this is where you get kicked off.
Penalty box.
Oh yeah, I had you back. No,
we were joking. No. Come back.
You made him disappear.
he was like, I'm gonna go take a piss.
These guys.
What were you pulling up, Bob? Did you have something?
I was trying to pull up his rap. Instead, I think I pulled up a
porn site. Oh, yeah. Well,
good.
What else, guys?
Recommendations? Should we
let's
start into that?
Let's start the wrap up process.
Because I saw a.
You guys don't want to talk about this?
Oh, I did want to talk about. I forgot all about that.
It looks like Fat Bastard from.
For those on Spotify, we're looking at the portrait done of Donald Trump that is in, I think, the Colorado State House that he is complaining about is very unflattering to him.
I don't think it's that bad, but he does look like somebody I know, and I can't put my finger on it yet. But
who'd they say? They compared him on Jimmy Kimmel. They compared him, I think, to Pee Wee's Francis. Yeah, Francis.
I'm talking about. He literally looks like somebody that's in my life right now, and I can't think. That face is. I don't know. My thing is though, like I don't know if you guys read his long.
Yeah, I heard it.
Message about it.
I love that story.
But I'm like, you woke up, and this is number one on your list. This is tops on your list. Like, I'm gonna take care of this first. No other problems. Let's take care of this. Let's get this picture down. But whatever.
This is the one that caused him problems, which leads me to believe he has now surveyed what his picture looks like in all 50 of the capitals. Is that something that you're so vain that you say, hey, bring me a picture of my portrait in all 50 state capitals?
Wait, so that just hit me. So this isn't even I'm thinking this is in the White House.
No,
it's in the Colorado State Capitol.
No.
And so here's the thing about that, Bob. I don't know what the deal is with how those paintings and stuff get planned and put up there, but they had to raise money to get that portrait done, to commission the artist, I guess maybe. But the Colorado state representative did a full-on GoFundMe pitch to people. We need you to donate. This doesn't happen without you, kind of thing.
He ripped that artist. He's like, maybe she lost all her talent, because he said Obama's looks wonderful, but maybe she's lost all her talent these last few years, and he completely ripped her. Which
could you imagine if you paid to have that? This is a worthy cause. Never mind that person that needs a kidney transplant, or this sounds like a worthy cause.
But clearly that got on his radar somehow. So he has seen what his portrait looks like in other capitals and in other buildings, and
well, they use
better shit to do. Come on, man.
They blended they blended the orange into his hair. Like it doesn't like it's a good makeup job. It looks
He's
like.
not orange enough. He's definitely not orange enough. That's for sure.
That's a good point.
I think it's flattering.
Wrong shade of orange.
And look,
but
he actually looks fairly in shape there.
Now there's
Like,
an actress.
There's no Tiggo bitties on there hanging out the side. I mean,
he doesn't have the turkey neck either.
The gobble gobble thing. Yeah.
The gobble
Now
gobble
there's
thing.
an actress, and Andrew, you may have to help me here, who's on the White Lotus.
I just started that yesterday. But
African American lady, and she doesn't come in until I think, well, maybe she was in season 1. I don't remember.
Is that Natasha Rothwell?
Rothwell. What was her first name?
Natasha, I believe.
Yeah.
Achwell.
Hold on, I got a story here. So Natasha Rothwell, she has a daily thing on Twitter where she goes in on Trump every single day, and I want to say it's like pretty consistent. You know, I think it's like basically F you, or maybe something more clever than that. But anyway, her tweet either yesterday or a few days ago was just simply a picture of her. She blew that thing up. That picture we just saw, she blew it up, and she looks like a pig in slop. I mean, she is very happy so holding this thing up with his blown up picture on it just because he hates it so much. And so, Natasha Rothwell. Yeah, Rothwell.
Foley is here to see you.
Hey, put that picture back up real quick, because I think he looks like a little bit like a Mog, Barth the Mog from
Mog. Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
Yeah.
No, John Candy.
No, I see it. I 100%.
Yeah. Hey, I got 2 more videos real quick before we wrap up. Okay. Here, let me play this one. Maybe you guys saw it this week. Jamie probably hasn't because he's not on Twitter. Here we go. Okay, so for those of you on Spotify, it is the video of Steph Curry in the tunnel on the other side of the court, one arm throwing it, making a basket from literally over the length of the court.
It was like a hook, a side hook, but then it like slices to the right, like so terribly.
My thing is, if I was in that position, I don't think I could have thrown that ball to half court. It's not like he's a big muscle guy either. Like, where did he get the strength to throw that? But
it's only 90 feet from one end of the court to the other.
Yeah, but he's past.
But he's not. Yeah, he's in the tunnel.
He's starting
in the tunnel. So I play that to show you this next video, which I found very interesting. I found it today on Twitter because he didn't make the basket at all.
But down there, it looked like it?
Yes, from the angle where we all saw the original video, he was dead on. The net moved. It looked like a swish.
All you see is the net go like it would if the basketball went in.
He was a few inches short. Like he didn't make it.
So impressive, though. That's pretty
really impressive because it was dead on. But
that is hilarious because I've seen that video.
Any one of the 4 of us could get it anywhere near that basket.
Yeah,
not even in the same zip code.
Steph sucks. He didn't make it. So I just wanted to throw those out there because I thought that was really
cool. Yeah, I'm glad you did because I'd seen the first video a lot, and I was like, that's just a cool thing in the world. And now totally feel like I just found out, and
and for Teddy Ruxpin's not real or something.
Damn.
That was the first time he's ever seen it.
Yep. What do we call them? What movies did you see? What do we call
recommendations?
Recommendations. Yeah. Why couldn't I think of that word?
You said you started watching White Lotus?
When I say I started watching it, I got 15 minutes into it at work of episode 1, and then they started talking quietly, and it's too loud at work. I'm like, I'm going to watch this at home. So
I'm on the second or third episode.
Yeah. So that's something new.
I'm midway through season 2, and it's very, very good.
Oh, I'm talking season 3. Yeah.
Oh,
season 3.
I'm on episode 1. I'm one of one. I'm just starting.
I'm like episode 5 in season 2.
SO1, EO1.
Yeah, that's it. I did finish Paradise on Hulu. Amazing show. Great. 8 episodes. Most of them are close to an hour long. Oh, it's so good. With who's the guy? You know, the one guy that's in that one thing.
Sterling K. Brown or James Marsden.
Both of them. James Marsden was great, as was Sterling K. Brown. So check it out. I don't want to ruin it or give you even an idea of what it's about. It was really good. So check that out.
So I started rewatching. You remember the movie The Dark Crystal?
Yes.
I was thinking the other day, I was like, I remember seeing that when we were young, and I thought we liked it or whatever. So I'm like, I'm gonna see how it translates to a 48-year-old Jamie, and it's
weird.
Probably 20. I'm only first 20 minutes in, and it's probably some of the worst. Like anything, like just it's awful. Like
yeah, it's terrible.
I've never seen.
I don't think I've seen it all the way through.
Did we just like it because the kid was weird looking or something? Or
I think we were into Jim Henson, like Fraggle Rock and everything Jim Henson did. We loved.
This was the worst thing I've ever seen. The Dark Crystal, yeah.
Were you guys Bowie fans?
So that's what I was going to bring up next. Labyrinth. I don't remember ever watching Labyrinth.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I was thinking Labyrinth. Crystal, 2 different things. Sorry.
No, Dark Crystal's different. But Labyrinth in the same vein, as well as, because Comic-Con was here this weekend, Never Ending Story. I remember Steve Gall playing that at his house once, and I'm like, this is the dumbest, even as a kid, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Okay. I was going to go back and watch that one too. I don't know.
But I may need to go because I was probably 8 years old when I saw it. Like
I have no desire to see any of those movies.
The Princess Bride. Have you guys seen that one? I've never seen it.
I just started. I own it, and I tried watching it a couple years ago, and I got halfway through it, and fine, I didn't finish it. So, and I'm not like, oh, I got to finish it. So
that's a movie that, like, it doesn't matter because it like crosses genres, it crosses age groups. Like everyone just uniformly loves that movie. And I watched it, and there's really nothing to nitpick about it, but it's just like if you didn't grow up with it, it's just kind of like, all right, yeah.
Well, the hook for us was that Andre the Giant.
Sure.
We were big wrestling fans, but we still never saw it. It wasn't a big enough draw. When I saw everybody in tights, I was like, not for me.
The title alone, Princess Bride. I mean, is that really going to appeal to
a bunch of
You sound like Fred Savage at the beginning of the movie, so you should watch it.
Fred Savage and Little Monsters. That's the movie with Howie Mandel. You know what I'm talking about? Little Monsters.
Yeah.
I just remember I just remember seeing that video at Blockbuster all the time.
Yeah, Fred Savage.
I've never seen it.
Watch this.
Okay.
Not that.
So I got into my documentary kick again, and I saw something on Netflix called Hack Your Health. It's one of those food ones that makes you feel terrible about what you're eating and stuff. And anyway, I thought it was pretty good. And so I'm trying to get on this kick or whatever. But anyway, it's all about gut bacteria and all the good stuff and the bad, all that stuff, whatever. Well, these people have all kinds of issues. Kobayashi was one of the people in there. He's one of they had some regular people and, their stomach issues that they have. Well, apparently Kobayashi, from all the competitive eating, he can't feel hunger anymore. And he can't feel full. Like he has no feelings. He has to remember, like he'll go 3 days and realize he hasn't eaten. Like, yeah, it's
wow.
Anyway. But one of the things was they have these, one of the treatments or whatever is called fecal transplant, something or other, whatever. And it's what you think. Like
that's like a fart transplant.
They got a turd out, put it in a blender, and they like put them in pills. And so you basically take poop pills from somebody who's healthy, and you take them, and then it puts that healthy bacteria into your jacked up stomach or whatever. And yeah, it's
sounds like you're a fecophiliac, if you ask me.
I was really close to just dropping you out of the chat or
No, this is good.
removing you in the middle of that.
I was about to ask you, where's that at? That sounds interesting, and now I don't want to see
Oh,
it.
absolutely. No, yeah, you go watch this. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Did
Anyway,
they say anything about a single person eating a dozen chocolate glazed donuts? Was that in there at all? In the
I think
documentary?
that's not good for you.
I think that's absolutely great for your gut.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Your gut is growing clearly, so it's growing.
Growing, it's good.
Yeah.
You got a good, healthy, growing gut.
Anyway, go ahead. And one more. I saw that Greg Maddox little documentary type thing or whatever on baseball MLB Network. Did you guys see? I think I shared a story with you guys about how.
I think I saw it. I mean, I saw what you shared on Facebook, but yeah.
Yeah, where he was about to go down to the minors, and that day Andre Dawson got hit by a pitch, and so they're like, Rick Sutcliffe had great stories to tell about him, and he's like, yeah, I guess he was told, Greg Maddox was told before the game that if he didn't win that game, that he was going down to the minors, and so I think it was only like in the fourth inning. And so he didn't qualify for a win yet. And so Rick Sutcliffe's like, hey, just get these 3 outs. You'll qualify for the win. And then whatever you want to do, do it. And he's like, no, I'm going to hit him right now.
Retaliate. I got to retaliate for them hitting Andre Dawson.
So he went out there and hit, stuck up for Andre Dawson. And he didn't get the win, and he got sent down to the minors. He did his 15 days, the minimum that you have to stay there. And then he got called right back up and never went back down.
Never went back down.
He got like all this respect. Oh. But that, and then they have this thing during it, and you can find this on YouTube, but it was basically Barry Bonds and Greg Maddox. They were in two different places, and they were analyzing an at-bat that they had against each other. And it was just the coolest thing ever, because they're telling you what they're thinking during the at bat. They're like, okay, he did this, and then they go to Maddox and they're like, okay, that didn't work, and so I went, boom, and then they go to Bonds, and he's like, yeah, this is what I'm thinking. He tried this, and it was just fascinating to watch.
Anyway, that sounds super cool. And I remember that being advertised. I don't have MLB Network anymore, but I'd like to.
No, don't even. It's on YouTube. Yeah,
I'll have to look at it. I didn't know it was there. The one story I kind of heard from the commercial or something was how they were going to take him out of a game at one point, and he said, "No, give me 2 more pitches. Like I can get this out in 2 pitches or something."
Yes,
and he explained, he's like, "I'm going to do this, and then he's going to be looking for that, and then he's going to pop up to the third base," and that's exactly what he did, or something. Like he said it to the catcher or to the manager. And it's exactly what he did.
And there was one where he gave up a home run on purpose. So to Jeff Bagwell, or something like that. He's like, and then he's like, the Eddie Perez, the catcher, his personal catcher, was like, what'd you do that for? There's something, and he was basically like, that's for like down the line in the playoffs. Well, they faced him in the playoffs, and he's like, he knew he was going to be looking for this, and so it was just. Insane.
He set up a batter
like
months in advance of the actual.
So you're saying this is on YouTube? I can just Google Greg Maddox documentary and it'll come
I think so. Yeah, probably put MLB Network or something like that.
Right.
But and then I can't remember the story, but there's a little bit more to the Andre Dawson thing, where Andre Dawson later on sticks up for him, and Greg Maddox had no idea, and he just finds out about he did something. I don't know. It's a really good story, but there's more to it than
Andre Dawson still alive?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I feel like I heard that a few years ago.
I feel like he died. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I want to say 5 years ago.
I went to the movies and saw Black Bag, which I hear is supposed to be a great movie, but I fell asleep, man. I don't
know what that is.
So I guess this isn't I keep forgetting this is recommendations, only good things, but
what should we?
What did we see? We just turned it into what did we see?
Okay. Yeah, I know. I saw this. It sucked. But
Dawson's 70 years old, and apparently
70. Live and kicking. Nice.
Somebody.
Well,
there's a lot of
glad the Hawk is still.
And there's a really funny prank that Greg Maddox did in that.
You're ruining it. I'm gonna go watch it.
I'm not gonna go any further. Go ahead.
You're telling me all the good parts. So, I think that's that's it.
Is that it?
Yeah, there were so many
You got
things we
anything?
didn't get to, guys, but we are at an hour 35,
Yeah.
so we will have to save some of these stories for next
The,
time.
the finale of
we didn't
Severance
even-
was great.
I can't get past episode 3,
I know.
man.
I know.
Oh.
Just wanna throw
No,
that
wait,
in there.
I
It was
passed episode 3. I got to start episode 4, but there's so many other things in front of it that I've
Sure.
put in front. But we didn't have time for the guys' morning routine on Twitter.
Maybe we'll save that. I guess it might
Yeah,
not be.
if people are still talking about it, we'll see. But if you guys know what I mean, the banana and the ice water bowl, and yeah.
The banana
So
in the
anyways,
tailpipe?
Banana in the tailpipe.
I'm not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
We didn't get
Okay.
That's
talk about-
Ockwell again.
Yep.
We
Do
didn't
we
get to
have
talk about
a clip of the week?
the coach pulling the gal by the ponytail. We didn't
Oh,
get to
yeah,
talk
pulling
about
her
a
by
number
her
of
hair.
things, but yeah, Rick Pitino and the gal that sat behind him when he was watching his son coach,
And she had big old bazooms.
yeah.
We also didn't talk about accidentally texting people that aren't supposed to be texted. So there's a lot.
Wait. You mean you would include somebody on a group text and not even know it? That sounds preposterous. There's no way that could actually happen.
No,
Yeah.
we'll see.
No.
We'll see. So,
All right.
Anyway.
Well, if anybody's still with us besides mom and dad, drop us a line in the comments because I doubt anybody's watched this far.
Mom's probably like,
Yeah.
let me know how many fingers am I holding up in the
Yeah.
comments.
We got a prize for you.
Do we not have any more, or do we not have a
Quit
Clip of
acting
the week,
stupid
bro?
award.
I gave the award earlier
Oh,
in the show.
quick,
to Tomas
quick,
for-
do we? Oh, hold on.
Clip of the week. I forgot about clips of the week.
Do we have a clip of the week?
I
I thought you guys
got
talked
one.
about this before I came.
I got one real quick. If you want to.
Hold on. The Quit Acting Stupid award went to Tomas for not putting sunscreen on with his parents and having a terrible sunburn. Next, go ahead. Clip of the week.
Jamie, did you have something? Because I might have something.
I found something. Give me 2 seconds to
Maybe
get
Tomas
it.
can share the honor with Pete Hegseth.
There you go.
One of my favorite kind of goes along with the poop thing. There we go. Oh shoot!
What are you doing, Rafi?
Rafi Bomb!
What's up? What are you doing, Rafi?
Oh, God, since I left you guys, I was tracking the bear most of the night. Didn't get him, but I did find a big, fresh pile of shit that I thought I'd second harvest because it was full of Hershey Kisses. Spoiler alert, they weren't Hershey Kisses. It was just more shit. I ate it all anyway. I took my tummy, puked, pooped, jerked off, and now I'm here with you bros. What are you guys gonna do?
We should.
Sorry.
We should.
It
We
should just be
should
the
clip the
Rafi.
week. That's exactly what I was
Rafi
going
clip
to say.
of the week.
Like just Rafi's words of wisdom. We'll end with every day.
It could even be just Mantzoukas because I mean he's got
Yeah, he's all over
his,
the place.
His character on Brooklyn Nine-Nine is similar, where you could just pull a bunch of one.
And also,
one-liners.
is it Jay Bolzarian or on
Yeah.
Big Mouth.
Big Mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, great
great.
great comedian.
Wrap it up.
Appreciate you guys joining us. Until next time, for my brothers Rudolph, Jamie, and Andy.
And LeBron James.
LeBron James. Quit acting stupid.
Not to get into too much troubles, okay?